capture Marco's experience, literally an entity that walks, stalks, and talks in any dialect, but you cannot see it. You see it within your mind. What this East Coast patch of forestry withholds is a curse. Within the army of cursed ones lies an entity that follows you, the way your own shadow would, one that even Marco's demon would be wary of. The Shade. Bakersfield, California, 2007. A young Latino street gangster named Marco, at the beginning of his life in the gang, at an early age, he was so engulfed in violence, anger, money, and murder, that is until he had to commit a crime so heinous, even Marco wanted out. But there's an issue. In 2008, after Marco committed the crime, he then thought of his own family and son. Marco figured it was time to leave, as in vanish. The only way he could hide himself with his beloved family was to flee east, as he knew he could not flee to Mexico. As Marco moved east, he realized it wasn't as easy to escape the cartel as he thought, even without a cell phone. One night, Marco was interrupted by a knock on his back door. To his shock, it was the man who inducted him into the gang 12 years prior, Luciano Venga, and he was not pleased.
Give me your wife and child, Marco.
Chelongo. My family is asleep, bro, but I will do as you say. Just please, let me tell them peacefully.
Marco, nodding in approval, holding his hands up, turned around, yelling for family, and then...
Ever turn your fuck!
Before he knew it, Marco was knocked unconscious. Upon coming back to conscious, Marco heard the sounds of crickets and insects of the night. He knew his home was near the beach, which could only mean one thing.
You're fucked, Marco. You're coming with us. And I thought I could count on you. But it's obvious you run shit, then you really run.
No, Amihito, please.
Marco was brutally murdered that night, along with his wife, daughter, mother, and father-in-law. Marco died in the unknown Crimson Forest. Marco felt nervous about the area when he was stripped of his blindfold. What you must understand is that at the beginning of Marco's gang life, he was an Aztec deity worshiper. Well, let's just say he sold his soul, his entire consciousness, to Tezcatlipoca.
Esta nota por Night Sacrifice Sorcery in the Penta of the Vincent Warriors.
However, once Marco's blood saturated the forest floor, things became complicated. Marco was no longer on the outside. He was not himself, but murdered by thugs. Could this be the promise Marco thought Tezcatlipoca made to him? To take over
Could
his soul
this be
after
the
death.
promise Marco got Tezcatlipoca made to him? To take over his soul after death?